Questions for the group here in person? Go ahead and kick us off, or whoever would like to just.
You can go, Hunter.
Hey guys, great battle tonight. Really good game with LA. What was kind of the factor in allowing them to come back in the fourth quarter? And then what do you guys helped? What helped you build that lead in the first half?
Where should we start? Am I starting? Okay. I think it was a product of them turning up the heat a little bit and us relaxing at the same time. When those two things happen, it's tough when you're the team that relaxed. Because what got us the lead was us getting stops on defense, pushing the ball, offensively having a little more aggressiveness to us. I think, we're still, my take on it is we're still a team that is fairly new. And so in late game scenarios, we're still figuring things out on how to be strategic and patient while also aggressive. Sometimes when you try to be patient, you can lose some of your aggressiveness. So we're still trying to find that balance.
Stewie, there was quite a bit of, you're getting some really good matchups with the guards, kind of having smaller guards switch on you. How much of an emphasis was that for y'all's game tonight?
I mean, I think it happens every game. They just switch. And just being aware of that, and whether they're going to 3-player or the big is going to bump out, I think that our other bigs, Ezzy, Tell, and Gray, are doing a good job recognizing and kind of flooding and flashing, but we're just playing through it.
Stu, what are the challenges of defending both NECA and Liz?
Well, starting with NECA, just her versatility, the fact that her motor never stops. She wants to go to the basket. She wants to get to the mid-range. She can shoot the 3. So trying to kind of make everything difficult, and then she's all over the place on defense, making sure you're coming to the ball and not letting her kind of get any steals. And Liz is obviously a load. The fact that she's so dominant in the paint and then also making 2 threes tonight is the same thing. The versatility is tough to stop, but they both had 20, 25, but I thought we did all right.
I was talking about you guys miss Mercedes a little bit more.
We always Mercedes.
Yeah, we always.
But obviously letting her continue to trust the process, and when we do get her back, it's gonna be even better.
And Sue, I think you kind of touched on it already, but the first quarter you guys had nearly 30 points, and then LA outscored you every single quarter from there on out. What kind of is maybe struggling with offense right now?
I don't think I don't think we're struggling. I think, I mean, there's also like a reality to, I don't know that you're going to score 30 every quarter and the team's going to roll over and die. That's not what the WNBA is. It's well documented, 12 teams, 12 spots. No lead is ever safe. So with that, I think it's more when you get a big lead, it's how does that impact you mentally? It's not necessarily like what we're running. It's kind of how we're running it. And I think we just lost a little bit of our aggressiveness as they were making that comeback. And to me, it wasn't really, it was more so like the fourth quarter, like the second and the third felt like back and forth a little bit, but we still had, you guys would know better than me, like felt like a 10, 11 point lead, like pretty consistently. And that's when you need to take that lead to 15 and not let that lead go to 5, right? And it's in those moments that I think we're still, even though we have a core group, we're still a team that's figuring those moments out.
Stewie, how's your health like compared to last game? I mean, obviously.
Way better.
Way better.
Yeah, I mean, I think last game I had to really make sure I was focused and just kind of pushing through, knowing the week that I had, and doing whatever I could for the team. And today I didn't think about being out with COVID, and just wanted to play and play aggressively.
Sue, with the this is going down last couple of seconds, and Becca had that 3-point ready to go. Were you concerned, or you felt like?
I mean, of course, I mean, who's not concerned in that? I could be, I don't know, my 6-year-old niece, I'm concerned when the 3 goes up. And those are situations. I know there was one point where Jordan had the ball, I was guarding her, and it went through my head, like, should I foul? Is this a good time to foul? And sometimes those moments happen really fast, where if you're not like thinking it as going into that moment, you kind of let it play out. But yeah, I mean, like I said, doesn't matter who's shooting it. Of course, the fact that it was NECA, I wasn't thrilled. But anytime you're up 3 and someone's shooting a 3 with 1 second on the clock, you're going to be a little nervous.
Let's go to a couple of questions on Zoom.
Yeah, we have one question here on Zoom with Christos. Christos, you can go ahead.
Hello, ladies. Nice win, first of all. Sue, for you, how many steps forward, how many steps on the right direction do you see from the team since Stewie get back in action?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? How many?
Yeah, how many steps on the right direction do you see from your team since Stewie get back?
Oh, a lot. I mean, Stewie, obviously is a phenomenal player, and she unlocks a lot of things for us offensively, defensively. She's a focal point of a lot of the things that we do. So when she's on the floor, things just tend to work better. So not having her, and given that we at that point, with, what was it, 9 or 10 players, returners were outnumbered by newcomers. It was tough. It was tough to navigate those 2 games. So to have her back, you can start to see differences in our team, I think, and it's only going to get better. I think we're all shockingly really excited for a week of practice. I don't think those words have ever come out of my mouth, but we have a lot to work on. We've seen some good, we've seen some bad, and this week I think is really going to be important for our team going forward.
And for you, Stewie, to see your shots falling early in the game, how different is the mindset and the psychology of the team, and especially for you when you see your shots falling early in the game?
I mean, I think any player, when they see shots falling early in the game, it just continues to kind of build confidence. For me, if I can kind of get to the basket, get easy ones going, then it kind of opens up everything else. But just continuing to be aggressive, trying to read their ball screen defense, and attacking when I could.
Thank you, Christos.
And then any other questions in the room before we wrap up, Jeff?
Yeah, Sue, this is now back-to-back games where you guys finished winning the game on defensive play. I guess just talk about like that.
Yeah, so I think we're happy about that, knowing that when we needed to stop, we got one. But I think both games could have been won a couple minutes before that. So you got to work on both things, or I should say you could be happy about both things. Happy that we're getting the stop when we need it. I'm sorry, we can be happy about that. Maybe not so happy about the fact that it's getting to that point. But it's all areas of improvement and growth. And like I said, we have a week to figure that stuff out.
Hunter, one more.
Diana was talking last game that you guys just know how to play basketball the right game, and that even though it's really tough to come in and play Seattle, there's just a level of respect. I would just love to know, like, what is it that Seattle does that plays basketball exactly the right way? What does that look like for y'all's team?
The right way. I just think we have, players on our team, and this isn't just this one year. I think it's been pretty much the entire time I've been here, just like a great culture. I think we have high IQ players that understand the game, players that, when you're the best player on the team, you play that way. And when you're a player that has to play a role, you play that way, and everybody buys into that. I think a lot of that has to do with the culture. We've also had incredible talent throughout the years. I'm sure everyone's going to be like, oh, they have 4 number 1 picks, of course, which is fair, but we've lived up to it in a lot of ways. So that is, I think, what this franchise really prides itself on. If I had to pick one word, it's culture, and the rest just kind of falls into place.
Well, thanks, ladies. Appreciate it. We'll see you back out there on Monday for practice. Coach Quinn will be here. Are you ready?
Yes, we're good to go.
All right, Coach, why don't you just open up, just your thoughts on today?
We'll take it. Once again, ending our game with a defensive possession showed a lot of grit. We weathered the storm, second half. Offense kind of slowed up a little bit, but again, our defense has sustained us, and an amazing effort on that end of the floor from everybody. Liz is a tough guard. Nick is a tough guard, and they kind of got busy tonight, but overall, just enjoyed our effort. I'm just happy to be walking away with a win.
First, which opens up for questions in the room.
Yeah, just to like that right there, just how tough of a guard is this, and just what types of things were you trying to do to disrupt it?
Just to show bodies, we're trusting Ezzy to just find her early in the possession, pressure on the ball. When you think about defending the post, it's not just one person's matchup, it's a team match, it's a team effort. So pressure on the ball, making sure we have help side, trapping her when she gets it low. And then, trying to put her in ball screens on the other end to kind of tire her out. And there was a point where she did get a little bit gassed, but she got in the groove. So yeah, it's tough. She's a load. And, kudos to Ezzy for fighting and trying to, limit her as much as possible.
And then just the last play there, just what things did you want to do defensively, and was that how you wanted to, that play to go down?
Yeah, end the game with a stop. Yeah, we thought we can talk through fouling up 3 and things of that nature. And I think I have to do a better job as a coach of preparing, our team in those scenarios a little bit. I've been trusting our defense so much to just play the possession straight up. Like, so many things happen when you're trying to foul in those situations, putting teams at the free throw line. So putting our defensive group on the floor in the last possession. And again, NECA got sort of a clean look, but we got a contested shot by Jewel, and we're able to secure the victory.
Yeah, you guys have 27 assists. I think that's a season high. Just talk about what was working offensively tonight.
Yeah, I think just again, the confidence, knowing, the past few games, I don't think our shot selection was bad. I think honestly, we got the same shots that we've been getting. We just knock them in. Making shots is contagious. So when you see one go through, teammates follow, and you feel good. Now your defensive presence and intensity is good because you're flowing offensively. I thought that the ball was moving. I thought that we were screening. I thought they were intentional about how we wanted to attack. In the second half, I think that slowed up a little bit. But at the end of the day, we are 6 games in and continue to grow and get better on the offensive end. And just knowing our defense is sustaining, as long as we're taking efficient shots and able to set up our defense, I think we'll find some success.
And then a couple games ago, Jewel had 26, but no one else scored double figures. Tonight, Stewie has 28, and I think Jewel's the only other player in double figures. I guess, how do we get a little bit more balance in scoring?
Yeah, I mean, there's balance in shot attempts, which is a good sign. So, our bench players have our reserves coming on the floor have the same amount of shots. You do want Jewel and Stewie to take a lot of, shots offensively, but knowing that the way in which we play allows the ball to move and find the open person. I think, again, I'm encouraged just because, these pieces are still relatively new to what we want to do. You have even pieces who have been here in different roles and finding their way through different lineups and things of that nature. So I think it's just a continued growth and trying to figure out where our sweet spots are, where we can find advantages with our personnel that we have. And I think continue to instill the confidence and taking the open ones and knocking them in.
Okay, we have a question here from our Zoom friends. Christos, please go ahead.
Coach, nice win, first of all. Speaking about the game and the effort that you brought as a team, is that effort most of the game the way that you would like to play this season?
For sure. I think we started off the game with great pace, great intensity, great effort, like you're saying. And we sustained it. The way in which we want to play is fast and up tempo. The way in which we want to play defensively is kind of the same, with disruption and being solid where we can. But as long as, we are attentive to detail and our energy level is high, yes, I would love to continue to play that way for the rest of the year.
And the quick follow-up is about Ezzy. what is the biggest progress or the biggest growth that you see from her game? How satisfied you are about her progress?
I'm excited. I'm super proud of Ezzy at the moment. And the growth is that the confidence in her to be communicating on the defensive end, to understand the schemes, she's telling people where to go offensively. So I think she's just understanding our systems way more. She's way more confident. She's playing hard. She's a game changer on the defensive end, altering shots, blocking shots, and just her activity level. I mean, her ability to go get offensive rebounds. She had 6 today. Her ability to just disrupt on the defensive end. It's multi-layered with her. It's multiple efforts with her. And again, just continued growth with her. These are valuable minutes and valuable playing time that she's receiving. That's going to help us carry us throughout the season.
Okay,
Thank you very much, Coach.
Follow-ups here in person. Hunter, you can go ahead.
Yeah, Coach, congrats on the game. You're back to 500. Sue was up here saying that she's actually looking forward to a week of practice. And was kind of mentioning the defense is really what you're hanging your hats on now, but that offense is going to catch up. What is this week of practice going to help you guys kind of achieve in the build up to New York game?
Just the chemistry that we need, the understanding of how to attack coverages. You know, a lot of what we do isn't about our initial actions, but we do after our actions. So spacing, understanding timing, understanding things that take rhythm and chemistry and time that we didn't really have in training camp with our group right now. So the fun part is it's kind of like you use the week as a mini training camp to go back to the details, go back to the basics of learning. And I think, you know, practice time allows that. So I'm excited as well.
And speaking of the new practice facility was announced
Yeah.
this week, and the organization just does an amazing job celebrating the women of this team. Kind of what does that mean for this organization moving forward?
It means a lot. I think this organization and the players deserve a facility like that. It just shows the amount of just love, effort, passion, confidence, everything that the ownership group shows, the pride that they have for the team, for the city, to build a facility that is state of the art so that the players can feel that they can get anything they need within the building. It helps with luring players in free agency and knowing that we have a great facility to practice in every single day, as well as a great facility to play in at home. And I mean, it's at due time, you know, 4-time champion organization, it's deserving.
When you're playing another team that has a dominant center like Liz Cambage, is
Yeah.
that a game where you might miss Mercedes even more? And do we have an update on timeline?
Mhm. Definitely miss Mercedes. And, you know, Ezzy, I tried to keep Ezzy on the floor when Liz was on the floor just because of that size. Obviously, you guys know what Sadie's brings to our game as well. It's not just the defense and the size, but the cerebral, she's a point guard in 6-something body, you know, the understanding of amazing passer. So those things that help our offense, I think Sadie's will bring those back, and I'm excited to have her back. And no timeline on return, but I know she's upgraded to on-court stuff this week. So yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Coach. Yeah, thank you very much for joining us.
Awesome. See you guys.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Have a nice weekend, Coach.